Welcome to the second of our stream games tonight. We all want to offer a big apologies to Collapse, who is stressing out about how late it is. But teething issues with all our new records and things like that. But we are going to be underway with our second and final game of week 1 of season 3. So, guys, you anticipate a much closer game?
Well, I hope so. I kind of felt bad because in my pre-season prediction thread post, I predicted these two teams to be 9th and 10th place, so should be close.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a close game. We have two strong defenses and two offenses that still have something to prove, though, but I think they have a lot of potential.
And we will be announcing the Ball of Fame at halftime. The two Ball of Famers that we've got. We will be announcing those at halftime. Stick around for that. But we are getting this game overway. Tell me the point, guys. Blockburn Rovers in the red, Hidejuke split in the blue. And let's see if we're going to have a close classic here.
Certainly hope so.
So we're in Port 5. And we have 1 Duke Juice and 2 Rolling Bombs, which will probably give a slight advantage to Blockburn Rovers, who gets the Duke Juice in their base.
Oh, yeah.
And we're off. Hidejuke gets 1 Rolling Bomb, while Blockburn gets 1 Rolling Bomb and Duke Juice. And they're going 3 on offense.
Yeah.
Ron is just keeping the base, and Jade is away, coming through the bottom.
Yeah,
out Duke's collapse.
Jade is coming in here. Grapefruit is there with that rolling bomb, and he gets a nice return on him there. As you can see, I think we're going to have a very close game. Micro grabbing here, heading through those spikes on the near side of middle. He's got a flag at home, and if he comes in now, he kind of bides his time a little bit. Gives Ron and Foxy a chance to get ahead. But he boosts across. That's a beautiful boost by Micro. Took the time to line it up and absolutely destroyed them. That's one of the best caps we've seen today. That was lovely, wasn't it, Devil?
That was a really good one, but I have to question the offensive defense by Noctis and
But
Foxy
sorry to break
there.
you off. Noctis is coming in here. Stream's not working. We just missed that, apparently. That's unlucky. For those that missed it, sorry about missing the first minute. Again, always professional in the LTP, especially when I'm around. But Micro got up to where he is now and basically went to those boosts and just lined it up perfectly. But nice. Noctis comes in, saves the day and goes for the kiss. Doesn't quite get the kiss. Collapse gets the return and Micro caps at the second time of asking. But yeah, Micro got up to those boosts in the top left, lined it up perfectly. And it's working now for them, don't worry. Lined it up perfectly and absolutely just split the defenders and got straight through with that cap. But Ron's coming back, looking to hit back for Blockburn Rovers now. His team are 2-0 down. Ron nearly gets there. Kyrie's forced to grab, and Kyrie manages to get away. Good work by Kyrie even there, as Ron still is holding that corner, but Collapse returns him. Kyrie is just running the map a bit right now. Fordin, will you stop heavy breathing? Can everyone else hear?
Can I just? It looks as if Blockburn are testing playing fullback constantly, because I noticed Jade was hanging around in their own base, and Ron looks like he's not going to be leaving the base.
What do you reckon to that?
As he boosts off. But before, I assure you, I'm pretty sure they were trying it.
Yeah, I think maybe they switched.
Now Foxy's. Rectan, we tested it quite a lot this week, and it did seemed to work to a certain extent. We didn't actually go for it in the game in the end, but it certainly has its merits.
Nuts coming in here, but he's kind of getting stopped there as Collapse gets returned. And where's Pooh this week?
Pooh had problems with showing up in time, and I just talked to Blockburn Rovers, and they're not expecting him to show up today.
And big loss to them, and Foxy really stepping into the threshold instead, hoping to show that he has got what it takes to make it at Majors level in ELTP. Noctis has got the regrab going, and they are 2 down. Noctis and Foxy. Collapse and Grapefruit are going to think that they'll have those 2 contained, you would have thought. Collapse and Grapefruit, good defenders there. I mean, you'd probably be fancying Hidejuke split with Blockburn missing Pooh, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think there's a slight favour for them.
Oh, but that's nice by Noctis, and Noctis coming in here. Oh, and Kolaps just gets in the way, but Noctis using that Juke Juice, running rings around the Hidejuke defenders. But that's left Kolaps managing to grab and get away. Just Foxy, and they decide to kiss, which is not probably great for Blockburn, as Hidejuke managed to get the regrab. Kyrie's coming in here. There's only one in his way, and Noctis manages to get there and get the return. Great play by Noctis, who, despite losing, is playing very well. And he's ahead of 3 right now. Jade's at home, blocking. He goes just to get ahead, but he gets sniped by Kolaps. Desperately unlucky there for Noctis, but Foxy is coming in here. He switches to bottom and he's looking to go through, but Grapefruit pins him up. Noctis is going to try and get the regrab, and he's going to manage to regrab before Grapefruit respawns, and he's boosting top, coming all the way down. Missed angles the boost a little bit, and switched to bottom, and his flag is home, and they really do need this cap to get back in this half. There's a lot of bodies in the way, but he might have got the block, so he didn't go for it. He's managing to carry, stay alive for a little bit, takes out that boost so Micro can't get him, and really got him under pressure. Kyrie Irving grabs, that's a risky grab, but he does get away. Ron can't get the return, and Ron spikes, and Kyrie has got a lot of distance, a lot of clear space. He gets the return himself. This could be trouble for Blockburn here. Foxy's trying to get to Kyrie, can't, he overcommits. Kyrie's going to boost. Jade is just between him. Jade grabs, and it's a safe grab. He manages to get away down the bottom, but he spikes himself. Not experienced at going through those spikes. And Foxy has got away. Again, his flag is back home, but there are 3 between him and capping right now. He's got a couple of blockers with Ron Burgundy waiting for the regrab, and this is looking like a closer game. If Blockburn can get a cap here, they're right back in it. He goes through the gate. That's risky as Micro gets the grab. But this regrab train well and truly going now, Only Ball.
Yeah, I mean, they seem to have proper... Like, you can even see now Ron waiting for Foxy to be there before he even thinks about going forward, so... Unless Hidejuke can do something about this now, it looks like it's not going to be stopping anytime soon.
And Ron Burgundy is returned, but Foxy has managed to pick up, I think it's a Juke Juice. And Micro gets that snap, and that was a really important return for Micro to get, because I think that would have been a cap with the TagPro at home. But Grapefruit's going to get returned by Ron and Jade here, and we have a full reset. We've got 4 minutes 30 left to play in this half. The power-up battle currently being won by Hidejuke, 10-7 up, and also the game being won by Hidejuke, 2-0 up, rated bottom by a lot of people. How did they do in the first game? Does anyone know?
They drew the first game.
They drew, so Hidejuke right now looking like they might take 4 points despite being rated bottom by most players, and they are proving their doubters wrong, as Kyrie Irving, looking to extend that lead to 3 caps, manages to get away, takes out a chasing defender with the button, boosts against that back wall, and that's a wonderfully worked cap by Hidejuke Split. Fantastic there, Devil.
Yeah, that's really great. Not only does he stop to get the button, taking out 2 chasers, he also just gets into the base, checks out the situation, and
but Jade's coming in here. Jade really should hit back, but no, Micro gets ahead, and Ron wants to get him the return. And Micro manages to just stay alive and isn't returned. Foxy has got the regrab at the other end. Micro is away one way. He boosts all the way up to the top. Foxy's got to stay alive here, just narrowly avoiding getting returned by Grapefruit there. And Kolaps certainly will be the happier of the 2 captains right now. And Devil, you've played with, both of you guys have played with Ron Burgundy this season. What will he be saying to his team right now?
Oh, I reckon he'll be quite happy, not with the score, but with the performances. And knowing Ron, he'll be pretty positive about the positive aspects rather than what's gone wrong.
I think he will be slightly stressed out during the game, because I know Ron and he really wants to win, and he's gonna see a score of 3-0, and I think that he'll still be able to get back, and I think he has a chance. So I think he's gonna push on his teammates to just do their best and see if they can get back.
But they really do need a cap if they're going to get back in this game. They need to, Micro, I think. Who got that power? I'm not sure. But they really do need a cap of some sort. Micro won that TagPro in the middle. He's boosting down the left-hand side with it at the moment as Kyrie Irving comes to battle with Ron. Micro's there, takes out Ron. Kyrie's probably going to manage to get a grab off. No, Micro gets the grab. And the spawn by Ron, not showing up on the screen. But the spawn... very lucky there for Blockburn, or it could have probably been 4-0 and almost game over. Grapefruit got a TagPro at home as well. And if you look at those stats, the TagPro battles, the power-up battles being quite close, 13-10, but 7-2 in favour of Hidejuke Split in terms of TagPros. And, you know, sometimes it's just luck of the draw, really, isn't it, guys? But 7-2 to TagPros, it's no wonder Hidejuke are 3-0 up.
Yeah, they definitely had luck with the power-ups they got.
Kyrie get flattered a little bit there by Ron. And Kyrie Irving, what do you guys think about him? Not rated that highly by a lot of captains, but not played bad in this game.
I reckon he's been, maybe the best player in this game so far. Sorry to interrupt
you. Knox is getting away well there, but he can't quite reach the boost before Grapefruit gets to him from behind and gets the snipe. And Blockburn's still in this, but they really do need a cap before the half is out. There's a minute 30 left as Foxy grabs and unluckily boosts straight into a spawning Grapefruit. Kyrie spots the defenders there. That was amazing. And he's got away through top. He's boosted all the way. Noctis has disappeared. Absolutely disappeared. And Kyrie did so well there again, proving his doubters wrong. But did you guys see what Noctis did there? That must have been a miscommunication from the team. He went top when Kyrie was away bottom.
Yeah, he seemed to have boost ready for Kyrie to come up top, but completely sent him out of position, really.
Yeah, could have held him off there, and that is a dagger to the heart of Blockburn Rovers. 4-0 down now, and that hopefully close game that we were bringing you is not it's not showing itself right now, is it, guys?
No. We were hoping this would be a close one.
I think the game is closer than the result, though, because Hidejuke have more or less been relying on margins this game.
Yeah, I don't think Blockburn have been particularly bad. I think the score's unfair in a way.
I mean, 9-2 in that TagPro battle, and again, that's probably a large part of the game right now as Ron manages to get away, but Micro has grabbed, and he's pinned against that gate, but that's a nice boost there by Collapse to get the return. As Michael's coming in here, well down the half, finishing 4-0 to Hidejuke split. Long way back for Blockburn Rovers. We take a quick look at the spats. Kyrie and Micro with 2 caps apiece, and Kyrie will be very happy, proving his doubters wrong with those 2 caps. Collapse and Grapefruit, 25 returns between them. Ron and Jade only getting the 16. So, is there a way back for Blockburn then?
Yeah, I think if they can, during the midsection of that half when they had the regrab train go in, when they probably should have capped, if they can get that going in this half and have the power-ups in their favour, then I wouldn't rule them out, because they can get back, in my opinion. Winners.
Yeah, the Ball of Fame is basically this thing that was introduced during the time when there was only MLTP of like the big leagues, and it's basically been used to induct players who's made a really big contribution in terms of competitive TagPro, and sometimes a little bit outside as well. And people have been inducted into the Ball of Fame, and this season. We're gonna see a slightly different take on that, because a decision has been made that we're going to start inducting both players from MLTP and ELTP into the Ball of Fame. So earlier we saw that Dino, I think almost a week ago, it was announced that Dino was inducted into the Ball of Fame from MLTP. And we have 2 mystery players from ELTP that's ready to get announced right now. So, McDonald. Yeah, I think that's one of the least surprising ones. He's been a pillar for ELTP, and he's captaining his 3rd season in a row right now. So, and winning the league 2 times in a row, you can't really rival that impact as a captain anywhere. And I think it's well deserved that Orb gets that recognition.
Yeah, he's arguably the most all-rounded player in Europe. And I think Defender's been keeping track of the all-time stats, and he's the all-time cap scorer in ELTP. So it's hardly a surprise, and he fully deserves it.
So we're going to get back underway with the second half any second now. If someone can let the teams know we're ready. So 4-0 to Hidejuke split Blockburn Rovers, a long way to go. But an early cap, and they could get back in this game. But do you think maybe just... there's been a substitution, actually. We've seen Foxy taken out and Jufter put in. What do you reckon to that? I mean, you played with Jufter last season, only ball. Do you reckon he can turn this game around?
Well, if he can have the form he had last year.
People are complaining that they couldn't hear you, McDonald. So, again, please fix that, because that always happens with you.
What, during the game?
No, right now.
Oh, so they didn't hear who it was.
Yeah, so for anyone who's confused, the two guys who won the nominations for Hall of Fame or Ball of Fame, it's Orb and Flickioli.
It sounds like it's been fixed now, according to player.
That's quite funny.
Yeah.
Complete and utter shambles as per usual. But Sunday night, I'm drunk, and yeah, it's fine. We're getting underway with the game. Tell me the report. And we'll see if we can have some type of close game this evening on the live stream. Bad choices, clearly, but Hidejuke split, dominated, rated bottom by nearly everyone, and showing that they are a force to be reckoned with.
Well, I think the main reason they were doubted was, I mean, nobody can doubt there. It's Portfall, by the way. Nobody can doubt the defence, but some people who seemingly underrate Kyrie, as well as the people who weren't sure about Micro playing on offense, as he's usually a defender, but evidently more than capable partnering attack.
We're getting underway, and as you can see, the power-ups are nothing too interesting. A couple of rolling bombs and Juke Juice. Kyrie's still not taking that Juke Juice. Finally takes it, and then inadvertently spikes himself. Micro got a rolling bomb at the other end. Juster's managed to get away, having an instant impact on the game there. You can see the lovely kit of the blue and white Blockburn Rovers there, just like the Blackburn Rovers. Juster's coming in here though, but Kyrie's managed to grab and get away. It's 4-0 overall. Blockburn Rovers yet to cap in this game. Jufter giving the runaround in for Foxy, showing that he should be an ELTP starter. I think he was disappointed to not be picked up after a great season in the majors. He was expected to be a starter as Grapefruit gets a nice sniper in. Kyrie's coming in here, knocked his with a lot to prove as well. Manages to grab, get away, boost all the way up to the top. He's coming in here, only Micro between him and a cap, but Jufter can't give the blocks to Micro, and he gets returned. Ron's grabbed at the other end, and guys, this is quite a fluid. You've seen Blockburn Rovers defenders grabbing, anyone on regrab, whereas some teams have always opted to get an offensive player back on the regrab. What are your thoughts on that, Devil?
I think it's fine on a map like 45 because there's just so much going on and so many people dying all over the place that sometimes you just have to take the grab when you can. And with players like Burgundy, I don't think that's a problem because he is a solid flag carrier, even though he's only played defense in the leagues.
Not to argue that he's a solid chaser as well, though, but Micro using that rolling bomb to return Ron Burgundy there. And Blockburn Rovers holding up a little bit better now. Jufter with a nice boost up to the top there, but again, really struggling to get the flag at home at all to cap as Micro gets taken out. Kyrie's got a regrab as Jufter gets returned there. Jay's got a grab at the other end as well, boosting up, narrowly avoids the gate. And he's in base, but they seem to be playing with a fullback. Jufter's back there, or maybe that was just inadvertent, as Ron looks for a kiss with Kyrie. Don't think it's going to happen just yet, as Kyrie manages to stay alive just from Noctis with the use of those boosts. We've got 8 minutes left. 8 minutes for Blockburn Rovers to get 4 caps and not concede any. But Kyrie's coming in here. Jufter gets the return, and it's end to end at the minute. Everyone grabbing at every end. Jade is coming in though, and the flag is at home, and this could be where they get back into the game. But Collapse comes from behind and gets in with that TagPro, and Grapefruit's got away here. He's got a TagPro escort, but luckily for Blockburn, Noctis has managed to carry and get back. Managed to get the flag away, but Micro grabbing it, and the regrab train well and truly going. And Hidejuke, they've got no pressure, have they? You just know if they keep the flag out of base, they're going to win.
Yeah, I mean, they don't even need to try and cap. All they need to do is not be returned, basically. Like, they could just run around for the next 7 minutes and that would win it for them, really.
And this is a map where it's a very difficult deal, isn't it? Once you're behind, to get back in the game, it's difficult enough when it's 1 or 2 caps, but never mind when it's 4.
Yeah, it's definitely not an easy task, but I think on a map like this, if you do what the only ball said and try to just keep the flag, the really important thing in addition to that is just keep track of power-ups, because if you let the other team get a lot of power-ups, they can suddenly get a quick return, and they can suddenly just get a cap or two, leading them right and back into the game.
And speaking of power-ups, it's 9-3 in favour of Hidejuke Splits. So Blockburn not really learning the lessons from the first half. It was quite close on power-ups in the first half, but unfortunately for them, they just seem to never get any of the tag pros. But this half, they are severely behind with power-ups. As Kyrie's coming in here, he's got a juke juice, he knocks his grabs and just holds him up enough as Jade gets the return. And still tied, so it's an improvement for Blockburn, but they're not using the power-ups, and it's probably over at done and dusted. They need some quick caps, but you can get around this map in just a few seconds, so you can never really count them out. But Micro's coming in here, and has Micro impressed you guys today? Only Ball, what are your thoughts?
Well, yeah, I think he was primarily defender. He plays defender in MLTP, and for last season, Rolling BC did so. I was kind of sceptical, but he's been more than good enough, really.
We've seen so many people this season playing different positions and in these games. It seems to be the latest trend is to change what position people are actually playing.
Yeah, I think we've come to a point where a lot of people who played for a long time, they basically are able to master more than one position, because there's just so much time to train, especially when they're playing two leagues at the same time. And
Jufter trying to get... Oh, Jufter does brilliant to get past collapse. Oh, but Kyrie... Brilliant play by Kyrie, just sits on that button and makes sure that the flag doesn't get away. But Justice did really well to kind of go around him. But Noctis has got away here, so's Kyrie at the other end. And Kyrie is playing very well. And rolls in for another cap there. It's 5-0 to Hidejuke Split, and I think that is game over. Signed, sealed, delivered for Hidejuke Split, who are going to be taking 4 points back. They'll be very happy with that, I would have thought. And everyone's ratings going out the window a little bit at Hidejuke Split with how they've played this week.
Yeah, they've definitely shown themselves to be a good team, and I think especially Kyrie Irving is proving a lot of his doubters wrong. He's been playing a lot of mature offense, making a lot of good decisions, and being patient on when he needs to be patient.
Yeah, he had some. I mean, I was never really truly decided about Kyrie personally, but I know that a lot of the captains were not actually that interested in drafting him. But he has proved them wrong, and Collapse almost repaying the favour that Collapse showed him, the face that Collapse showed him, really repaying that. So doing well so far. But Ron Burgundy trying to get something going for his team. But how disappointed will Ron be? How did they do in their other game, Blockburn? Do you say?
Let me check.
Blockburn were 6-7 against Liverpool.
They won. Or
yeah,
lost.
They lost against.
They lost. So, I mean, Liverpool, very good team. So they probably would have come into this game. You would have thought confident of having just lost by 1 to Liverpool, who destroyed Athletic Cap. You would have thought that that they would have been confident coming in this game, but it's just not translated to the performance. On the tiles.
And I mean, Hidejuke only drew their last game against Poppenham, who haven't had the best day.
So this has been quite an odd game week so far. But Jufter's coming in here, and Blockburn, after 16 and a half minutes of play, finally register their first cap, and at least they've managed to get on the scoreboard in this game, get a little bit of pride back. They're still down by 4. It's 5-1 overall, and I'm sure again we're not really seeing any comebacks coming. Jufter's going to try his best to get himself going, or at least make sure that he's got a place in the team next week. Micro's managed to grab and get away though, and they'll stop him there. Micro's coming in. He's not probably the cap has knocked his grabs, but yeah, it's been an odd week, odd results, a lot of unexpected, and the only thing that really was expected was probably TagPro Rangers winning both the games, but even still, they won both games by margins that weren't expected. So it's been an odd game week for the first one.
Yeah, I think so, and I think that's going to be the situation in a lot of seasons from now, because especially during the first season. The first game of the season, you really don't know exactly where your team stands and the other teams, so you're going to get a lot of surprises before people get into their comfort zones.
We would say that, but how much of it do you also think is maybe this map? I mean, it's 45, it's a lottery, isn't it? As Ron comes in with a rolling bomb, tries to get the return of the cap, not able to. But yeah, 45, bit of a lottery, isn't it, sometimes?
Yeah, it's usually, whenever you get the first cap, you get into a much more comfortable position on a map like 45. It's similar to OLC in that once you get the lead, you can keep the re-grab train going, and that can give you a position where you can kind of defend by just holding the flag. So I think the first cap can really determine a lot of things on a map like this.
As we come into the last 2 minutes, so only ball look at this week. I know you won't have had a chance to crunch the figures, but who will have been the good picks for Fancy ELTP this week?
Well, a lot of people I noticed did get Deadnan and Watball as the attack because Watball was relatively cheap, so that seems to have been a very profitable one.
I've got that one.
You've got that one. Well, there you go. I went with Neril, and I don't really know how they did, but I can't imagine.
Well, they lost 11-1 in one game, so I can't imagine too well.
Well, that was a great pick then, but yeah, and I think just the TagPro Rangers players will be the players that will be the ones that people are glad they got. I think quite a few people have got fat as well, so they'll be the best players to have, really, I imagine.
Yeah, I feel really bad for them. My first time where I've ever been commentating a TagPro game, I just yawned. It's been a long week. As Ron Burgundy rolls in, picks up a rolling bomb, spikes himself, and someone. What are you laughing at? Oh, and it's all going to pieces now. As Noctis gets blocked off, and Micro rolls in for a cap 6-1 with 30 seconds left. And Micro really impressive. But if you're going to pick one standout player, Devil, for this game, would it be Kyrie? Would you say, or?
I would probably go with Kyrie, yeah, because I think he and Micro played about equally well, but Kyrie is the one who surprised most because people know Micro is a good player and they know that he's very good at decision making, and he's shown that, especially with that cap right there.
There you go, last cap of the game, 7-1 overall, absolute domination in our second stream game, just like the first one with Hidejuke split. Absolutely dominated there. Micro the 2 caps. Kyrie just the one that won, but yes, very not close games to kick off season 1, at least not the stream ones, but total domination by a couple of teams tonight.
Yeah, it's kind of been surprising because when the draft was first done, there was a lot of teams, they looked very equal, and there was looking at it, there was you look at it and think there's sort of 8 teams here that could go on and win the league, but it'll be interesting to see how it stabilises over the next few weeks.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see at least one team having a slow start like Bolchester and just really taking on the TagPro Rangers as the season goes on, if TagPro Rangers manage to keep up their dominance.
So with that 7-1 victory of Hidejuke against Blockburn, we will probably leave it there for the night. People are tired. We'll skip the interviews this week. But thank you to everyone that joined us tonight. Thanks for everyone that played. Thanks for the patience you've all shown as we kind of work out our kits and our multiple records and things. It's been a testing week, but hopefully come Wednesday we'll bring you a lovely highlight show full of all the best caps of the week and all the dramatic moments. So yeah, hopefully that'll all come together nicely and you'll enjoy it. But otherwise, thank you to the Evil and the Only Ball for joining me in the commentary box. Thank you for everyone for watching, and we will see you next week for some other games. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.